It's TA with MK. It's TA with MK. Gents and ladies, no time to waste. Don't be afraid, it's time to trade. Let's start your brains like high-speed trains. Storm these games like hurricanes. It's time to save this herd that stays. Put on your gaze and learn the phrase. It's TA with MK. It's TA with MK. When the market is fearful, what do? We buy. When the market is greedy, what do? We buy. We always buy. I'd like to welcome you back to another episode of TA with MK. My name is MK, and clearly in that intro I was just joking. Obviously we don't want to pull an NSEEK and buy. But I did want to point out that the market is fearful, and we know that's usually a time to start looking for buying opportunities. Now, if you're liking the content, remember to like and subscribe, and let's jump in. All right, so let's dive right into things. We're going to keep things kind of simple today. Obviously, Bitcoin is having a little bit of a poopy poop, so I'm sure a lot of people's portfolios are down, hearts are broken, people are sad, tears are flowing, etc. But it's not all bad. I like to remind everybody every day that from a macro zoomed out level on the daily chart, we put in a high last year, followed by the low. We put in a higher high around Thanksgiving of last year, and it looks like recently we're trying to confirm a higher low. And then this chart up here on the top right was a chart that I posted on here the other day, and I briefly went over it about how it kind of shows that a falling wedge is just a series of lower highs, lower lows, and you're waiting for what we call the buy signal, which is when it finally breaks out of the wedge and puts in a higher low. I just wanted to use my paintbrush to kind of indicate that even though things haven't been looking great over the past 24 hours, that structurally it still looks good. So I've indicated with these little purple rectangles that those were the lower lows that you can see up here. Down here is where it broke out of the wedge, right? And then when it came back here to this area, I even drew that it wicked down to here, but theoretically right about here at about 36,700, this was this area here where it's saying this was your higher low. It confirmed at the bottom of my yellow box. That's a buy signal. Now up here, of course, it shows that, oh, it just goes straight up after that to the moon. Now that's not the case. If you've been in crypto or stocks at all for a while, you know that nothing goes straight up or straight down. If it's going to do anything, it more likely goes straight down. That's where that phrase, the bulls take the stairs and the bears take the elevator. But anyway, that being said, is this you couldn't expect this buy signal right here to instantly just go moon mission. We got rejected up here at a little bit of a double top at around 45,500, around 40, right about a little over 45,000, 45K. But if this low right here can still stay higher than this previous wick, clear down here at just over 35, we still could put in another higher low and then maybe make another attempt. This would essentially just end up making kind of like a ascending triangle. Ascending triangles is just something like this, where price action just kind of consolidating like this to upward motion until finally it breaks out. That could be what we have happening here. So we'll keep an eye on Bitcoin. But if your portfolio's down, don't call your grandma yet and ask for a loan or start crying. It'll probably be okay. Next, I just wanted to quickly go over the Bitcoin 1 hour chart. Now, this isn't me trying to predict. I've always said on my channel that trading's not predicting, but I like to look at what previous price action's done in similar situations just to kind of get an idea of what's possible. Here, this is a little more bearish, this idea I'm going to present, but I just want to kind of show you that. So previously, back in mid-February, the RSI, which is this indicator down here, was in a falling wedge, essentially, right? And then down here, it broke out sometime, let's see, about February 18th, it broke out of the falling wedge, which is right up here. So price action for Bitcoin was around 40K, right? Usually when you're down here at the bottom, well, not usually, it means you're oversold. So typically you're going to see some sort of a bounce out of Bitcoin. However, what this did is it was just a tiny little bounce, but then it just rolled over again. So the RSI went up about halfway, rolled over again. More than halfway, rolled over again. So I just wanted to kind of indicate that price action right now in this box I have indicated looks similar, and the RSI looks similar. We're in this falling wedge over here, right? And I just want to point out that even though we're looking for this to break out because it's in the oversold region, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to just suddenly pump back up here, right? Because it can just go up a little ways, roll over, up a little ways, roll over. We spent a lot of time doing that, you know, a couple weeks even before it finally has its bigger push. And while doing that, I pointed out over here that once it broke out right there, it still dropped another 15 or 20%. So we could still see Bitcoin. What would be bullish if it's not going to recover soon? I'm not saying it's going to do this either. Price action likes to, what does it, rhyme, but not always repeat, or however that goes. What I would love to see if this does break down further is for us to get a double bottom right here at around 34,300. So if we were to come back down here, this would represent a really good buying area. Next up, we've got the Bitcoin dominance chart. This is on the 4-hour time frame. This one offers a little more optimism. It looks like over here, just recently over the last, I don't know, day or so, 2 days ago, March 2nd, it came up here to this red zone of resistance that I've marked that it's interacted with back here twice. And it looks like it's getting rejected, or has been rejected. So what we're looking for now is obviously for it to potentially, I mean, it's at support. I guess I don't have this support line drawn. I'll add it real quick. But it could bounce at this support and come up here again. And of course, if it does that, altcoins will see a bit of a bleed during that time. But what we're looking for right now is for this zone of support or potential support to break, and maybe look for Bitcoin dominance to retrace a little, which would give us some good altcoin trading, and hopefully at least come down here to this zone, and that would also be a retest of this 200 yellow 200 moving average. So we'll keep an eye on Bitcoin dominance, but right now it is at support. So if that breaks, you could look to open up altcoin positions, because it means it would be going this way. And if it bounces and starts heading up this way, then you would want to be out of your altcoin positions. The next two I want to quickly cover is the USDT dominance chart, which is Tether. For those of you that are new to the channel or new to crypto, what Tether is, or USDT, is it's called a stable coin. It's meant to mirror the US dollar as close as possible. So it's always like worth 99 point so much cents, or sometimes it's worth $1 point something cents. But for the most part, it's mirroring the $1. And what I mean by stablecoin is it's what's used. It's the most commonly used stablecoin on different exchanges to buy crypto. So basically, what it represents is if people have a lot of USDT, it means they don't have as much confidence in holding crypto, so they put their money basically back into the dollar, or in this case, it's called USDT or Tether. And so we look at its chart often to get an idea, are people more fearful of holding coins? If it's trending higher, similar to Bitcoin dominance, if this is trending higher, that usually means altcoins are retracing. It means people are moving, they're selling their altcoins back into stable coins, or I guess the term would be they're waiting on the sidelines for, different opportunity to buy or a better opportunity. And then if this is trending down, that's, typically or should be good for altcoins. So we track this every so often. This was in a falling wedge back here. Obviously, this meant during this time period that was good for altcoins. Then it broke to the upside and was in this rising channel for a bit, bad for altcoins, so on and so forth. Right now it has broken out, but back here it put in this double top. If this high coming up can be lower than this high here, like let's just say we come up here a little bit further, but we get rejected at this red zone, what I'd be looking for then is for this to retrace and potentially put in a lower low than here, and we should get some pretty good altcoin trading if this happens. So what I do is the same thing I do on any chart. I like to set alerts at these lines. So what you could do is have an alert set up here at around 4.8%. I have a line there already. I could right click on and add alert, and I'll just put buy altcoins. Doesn't mean I'll actually just hop on and buy, but it'll remind me to, hey, I need to check this USDT chart because it may be at a level that gets rejected, which would represent a good time to buy altcoins, right? And then just to finish up for today, I want to go over the Total 3 chart. Total 3 is just the total market cap excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. So it's every other altcoin. A lot of people use the Total 2 chart, which is just excluding Bitcoin. I like this one because it takes the two biggest cap coins in crypto, which is obviously Bitcoin and Ethereum, out of the equation, and you're just looking at price action or market cap for all the rest of the altcoins. And this can be one other way, along with Bitcoin dominance and Tether dominance, to get a clue as to when the market could potentially see rejections or bounces. And so on here, we've got this long downtrend it's been in, right? It just got rejected right here. It's been rejected here. It's been rejected here and here. And it just recently got rejected again. Well, what I'm looking for now is previously it put in this big double bottom, which hasn't been confirmed yet because this right here is actually the neckline for that. So this last push up, we were hoping that it could break out of this downtrend and at least come up and test up here. But it still has potential or hope. We could eat, because this zone right here is also an important zone. You can see that once, twice, 3 times. Over here, it's 4 times. So this is a pretty strong level of what we can hope will be support. So what I'm looking for now is if this retraces, if we can get a little bounce here, at this level at about $650 billion market cap. What we'd be looking for at that point is for hopefully for it to break out of this downtrend and put in a higher high than this high. And during this move, we'd get a lot of positive movement upward out of altcoins, right? So that's what we're kind of looking for right now. I have an alert set at this level as well, just like I did on dominance. I like to set alerts at areas of support or resistance to give me ideas of when to buy and sell crypto. If you're new, the more you get into this, you'll realize that alerts literally are money. I mean, that's what makes you your money, is knowing, because sometimes you're sleeping or you're doing something, right? So these alerts just get your attention. Tomorrow, we're going to go over a couple of altcoins that I'm watching. I think we'll do 2 coins, as well as a DCA strategy that I use when I'm buying altcoins. This is all for today, though, so thanks for stopping in. If you're liking the content, remember to like and subscribe. This was TA with MK. My name is McKay, and have a good day. It's TA.